Good morning, Heidi. It's funny. When I suggested that you should start DMing by doing a one shot, and you said maybe I could show you how the ropes of Roll20, and I began thinking that, you know what, I don't need to do that. There's all kinds of YouTube videos and wiki pages and, blogs about all of this stuff. And then I started thinking about my first time in learning how to acclimate to Roll20, and I realized no, I need to show at least a little bit about how this works because it's a heck of a learning curve. I'm not gonna lie. So let's start at the very basics, and that is creating a game and then building your first dungeon. I'm going to warn you right now. These are not scripted. They're not really planned. I've only planned to make 3 of them. Kind of the overview and the map, which is this video. Another one will be tokens, map markers, and the bestiary. And then the third will be lighting, which you'd think would be after the map video because it directly ties into the map, but it also ties into the tokens. So just trust me on that. But this is all to say that these are unscripted. So I'm not going to edit these. So I'm sure everything is just going to go perfectly, and I'm totally not setting myself up for success. But it is what it is, and believe it or not, I do think I can help. So either way, first things first, let's go to Roll20, and then do the sign in. Now, normally this takes you straight to your games, but otherwise you can just literally hit My Games. As you can see, there is Create New Game. There is an option. But yeah, so what you want to do, the first thing, Create New Game. Let's go ahead and click on that. We'll go ahead and give it a name. Let's just call it... because this is all going to just such good places. And you could just start that way, but what I would recommend is just right off the bat, associate a kind of character sheet to it. Obviously, I'm used to using D&D 5e, but there are tons of other stuff, for other games that I wasn't even aware existed. But yeah, we'll just go D&D 5e by ours, and choosing the appropriate one is important, not just for making sense in the game, but the drag and drop stuff with the compendiums, things like that. That's important. So make sure you have the D&D 5e closest to the top, sheets by Roll20. Now here's the thing. There are certain types of content you can buy from the marketplace. Some of them are modules, and others are add-ons. And up in the address of the page, it'll say if it's an add-on or a module. But for modules, you need to select them, right off the bat. Versus an add-on you can drop in at any time, or if you're just not doing, any modules, just ignore that. And, I'm ready, create game. There's one up there, and then there's one down here. Either one works, but we'll hit that. You can obviously just choose a file from your computer to upload to there. Game add-ons. This is where you can, pick from all of your add-ons and just kind of select it and put it in there. We'll leave that alone for now. If you buy like art assets, though, those are always available, and you'll figure out what those are later on. Settings, it's you know what, you can just ignore that for now. There's nothing really super impressive in there anyway. You will need to invite players, and you need to create... I'm sorry about that. You need to create... we'll go in, but yes, you can hit invite players. You can type in their email addresses, or you can obviously just give them this link. They can click it. They'll just basically be portaled in. But let's launch the game here. Alright, so the first things first, this should look pretty familiar with you. You're probably just going to see more of these, I think. I've been like a player on Roll20 once, so you're going to have to forgive me. This is it's just what it looks like to me. Anyway, so The first things first is the page toolbar. This is how I move you folks around. So, you can create a few new pages. We'll call this one Dungeon 1. And I do strongly suggest you name them accurately, because later on, I'm sorry, think of each one of these as a slide, like in a PowerPoint presentation. The more slides you have, the harder it is to load. So eventually, if your game goes on a while, like the Sunday game has, you build up a lot of slides, and you can offload them by clicking on one, or technically you can just hit the page settings here, but if you scroll down, ignore this for now, there's archive page, and that kind of sets it off into a bin at the side. However, if you ever need to come back to that to bring it out of the bin and into the prepared slides that you have ready to go, if you don't know what the name means, it makes things harder to find. I say that because I'm dealing with that now. We've reached over 135 archived slides, so name things well. But we'll leave that for fine. We'll call it Dungeon Tutorial. This, I just kind of want to show you how things are done, so we'll call this, test slide, because if I don't have a map or something like that, I still like to put an image up there, and it is a bit like a slideshow in that manner, but it still gets, an image literally in front of people's face, and they can start kind of thinking in that art style, if that makes any sense. But let's go ahead and fantasy village. That'll work out. We're just looking for some art here. Images. So yeah, you can. Did I use this one? No, but I should have. It's pretty good. All right, so we'll just put that on desktop. What else? We'll take this one. Again, this is literally just to show you kind of how it's done, how you can get photos on there that you can borrow from the internet. Or actually, you know what? Let's find an actual battle map so I can show you how that's done, because you do need to line stuff up sometimes. The person I like is Neutral Party. Alright, but you'll notice, I like his art style, but you'll notice that he also has kind of his battle grid over them most of the time. I'm going to show you how to line those up, or at least basically as close as you can get. Ooh, this will be fun. Alright, so jazz. Okay, so with those two things known, if you want to bring an image into Roll20 to use it, you go and you hit the Art Library button. So, and then you can go ahead and do My Library, and as you can see, it's full of stuff. Don't look at any of that stuff. That might actually be cheating. But here we can just kind of choose some things to upload. Okay. So, on the start right now, we're just going to call this town start. And then this we'll call map test. Not map quest, map test, far less interesting. Okay. So if as the DM I can click around to different slides, and it's outlined with blue, that shows where I'm looking at. But my players obviously are kind of stuck on this slide. Since everything's white now, it really doesn't matter. So, but let's go to the town. Let me show you how to do the picture. Those are the easiest. So we've already uploaded that piece of art into here. So this is where things get interesting. Now, there are different layers. I'm sure you've heard me mumbling from time to time about, oh, I'm stuck in this layer or that layer. Oh, crap, do I need to do this all over? One second.